For those who do not know, I'm
this
Rashid, and this is Berick right here.
It's a Giant jersey for those who don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. We talked about that on the last week's show, though. But let's get right into it. We got a lot to cover and minimal time here. So, Berick, take us off, man. What do you want to start off with, man?
Well, I want to discuss a little issue that I have now. I know we have some critics that we need to jump on things that are not as mainstream and things that are not as mainstream as what we see football going on, basketball and baseball, etc. But I want to tackle this Antonio Brown thing. And we don't want to tackle the football concept. I want to tackle him. No pun intended. There are a ton of allegations out there against this man right now. And I want to go by a little bit of a timeline here, and I'll definitely, bring Rashid in on this one. And you can chime in whenever you feel deemed necessary.
All right.
Back in 2017, his former trainer, I will not release her name. Obviously, we cannot release names. She had a relation with Antonio Brown when he was currently with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they had consensual sex. Now, those who have a sensitive ear don't have to listen to this, but upon completion of their lovemaking soiree, he ejaculated on her without her permission. Now, I looked at the legal ramifications of that. That is basically sexual harassment. That's a form of sexual harassment when something is done without a woman's permission. Now, they're no longer working together. And somehow, they're now longer in relations in 2018. Now they're working together. And this time he forced himself on her. And according to her, he got raped. She got raped. So now the allegations come out now. I've always had a question of why things come out later as opposed to when things happen at the point in time. But now when it comes
to the timing of this,
right?
The contract, the new contract signed
right.
With the.
But with all that being said, I also learned, because I have a friend who does a little bit of legal ramifications, that it doesn't matter when it comes to rape. It does not matter. Look what happened in the Weinstein case. Look what happened in the Bill Cosby case. It doesn't matter. These people come out 15 years later. If it's proven to be true, you're going to jail for it. So guess what? Here's the final piece of this puzzle. This is when you can chime in now. They actually had a concept where they were not going to interview this woman because she just got married and she was on vacation. So the NFL was going to wait till she returned before they can speak to her, in which by that time Antonio Brown can only practice with the Patriots. He could not play. Guess what? NFL is that powerful an organization. They said, screw waiting for her to come back. We're going to go to her and interview her. They took a 27-year licensed polygraph examiner, questioned her. She passed with flying colors. You know what that means, guys? When you take a polygraph exam from an experienced polygraph examiner and they proven to be right, now Antonio Brown has to answer for those situations now.
Well, my only thing is that, and when she alleged that the penetration actually happened, why didn't you actually go to the police and take the rape kit? In the law's eyes, let's say in the jury's eyes, you lose 75% of your credibility when you don't go to the police. A lot of times I'm watching Judge Judy and I'm watching Judge Mathis, and they'll say, "Oh, he assaulted me." Well, did you go to the police? And they'll say, "No." Well, why didn't you go to the police? Now the judge is actually really, or the arbitrator, and they're not really judges now, but they're arbitrators. They're really kind of inclined to believe you.
Right.
So the fact that you don't go to the police, when this actually happens and do the whole, and you're not filing a criminal assault, because this could be very traumatic.
This is civil, by the way.
It's a civil suit, and you're not filing a criminal complaint. This is something that's very traumatizing to women. It just makes me question if it's a money grab.
It can always be a question, and it wouldn't be a far-fetched question. But like I said, these are the facts we have right now to this very second. All right? Now, whatever anyone else is releasing, doesn't matter. This was an article that came out last night specifying that there was a licensed polygraph examiner of 27 years, former FBI officer.
So are polygraphs even admissible in court? They're if I remember.
I know they are counted.
Okay.
They are counted. Yes, sir. They are counted. But I do think what you're leading on, does it have specific cases in which it's allowed and not allowed? That's the question. But in this situation involving rape, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens with that moving forward. But I just want to put that out there. I'm not going to judge the man because we still don't have all the facts. He's going to say what he's going to say. I didn't do it. I'm sorry, whatever the case is. But to me as a man, you know.
Well, also his agent actually knew these allegations were actually coming up and didn't tell the Patriots at all before he signed this contract.
Well, there's another thing out there that he forced his way out of Oakland because he just used Oakland to get him out of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Okay? Just think about that. This man's been on 3 teams and hasn't played one down. He's been on 3 teams since the conclusion of last season to the beginning of this season. Think about that. The season ended last year. He was a Pittsburgh Steeler. They traded him to the Oakland Raiders. During the offseason, he was a Raider. $30 million up front, guaranteed. And somehow he's in New England. He hasn't played it down yet. That's the first time I've ever seen any player of that caliber level be a member of 3 NFL teams, or 3 teams that matter any sport, without playing. It's amazing to me. Think about that.
All right, let's move on to let's not the NBA, but actually, France upsets Team USA, snapping their 58-game winning streak.
Are you surprised they lost? I mean,
we made a prediction on the last show
Did
that
we not?
they're not going to go far.
We didn't think they were going to go far anyway. We didn't have a prediction of when they were going to get knocked out, but we knew.
All right,
they
so
were.
let's go over the reasons why they actually lost this.
Well,
this game.
They listen. Their defense was. I tell you something about the international play. The defense is. It wasn't bad. It's just the ability to make shots, whether it's from the free throw line or on the outside. And Donovan Mitchell can't win it by himself. Because Donovan Mitchell was your highest scoring player.
Yeah.
Okay?
I've seen a lot of Kemba Walker. They didn't actually did they televise the game? Because I was looking to watch it.
Oh, you got to search for it. I saw a couple games, bits and pieces about it, but Kemba Walker was involved. But most of the time, I could say it was Donovan Mitchell.
There was a lot of bad shot selection from Kemba Walker. A lot of isolation. The rules are different too. Rudy Gobert can actually camp in the lane all he wants. So it questions me the coaching on the USA basketball. Why wasn't Brook Lopez utilized for his 3-point shooting to actually pull Gobert at the paint? So the team selection. This is a lot of stuff that I actually wrote down in my notes here. The team selection. A lot of these guys, like Derek White.
Listen, you got to understand, though, there's a lot of players that bailed out. There's a lot of players that bailed out.
I agree, but like Mason Plumlee, he's a 12th man on the bench. I don't think he's even a rotation. Is he a rotation player?
No.
He's a 12th man on the bench. You use him, like, let's say, as your third center, somebody actually gets hurt. Joe Harris, again, hasn't had a real impact. League's best percentage.
I knew you were gonna pull him out, Mr. Net.
Does not have an impact on this. Any of the 9 points, 7 points. There was a clip I seen him playing defense on one of the France players. He's not guarding him to his strong side, his strong hand, letting him go by. And it was like, well, I was watching some YouTube. Where's the help? I'm like, what help, man? If he's a right-hand player, unless the guy's a tricky defender. If you have like a Kyrie Irving you guarding, then you want to guard him straight up. You don't want to actually even force him right. You want to guard him straight up. But I forgot the point guard that he was guarding, and he didn't even force him left. Why should Donovan Mitchell come and rotate over when you allowing the guy to go to his strong hand? So,
I think hard play has been a definitive point in international play. You look at France, you look at Argentina, you look at a lot of different countries, and which obviously have NBA players. A lot of those guys were playing hard. I think the focus was to knock USA out anyway.
I honestly don't think they really even care. I think the players don't even care. Even the Greek Freak. I mean, I knew they were going to lose that game. He's not going to go hard. I know they take pride in their country, but you don't want to risk getting hurt. But
they went harder than USA did.
Say that. Yeah, they did. But like you said, the defense. A lot of times you see Marcus Smart getting switched on to Rudy Gobert, and Popovich went small.
Right.
which I don't understand why he did, because Rudy Gobert is not an outside shooter. If he think that Brook Lopez doesn't have the lateral, foot speed to challenge players on the perimeter,
going small.
Rudy Gobert, that was a mistake to me. They didn't match up. So there's a lot of coaching errors here that I witnessed from the clips that I actually seen.
Well, I mean, going small, in my opinion, is an opportunity to try to see if you can generate more points. Or
shooting to try to get
right.
Gobert. But you have the one of the league's best 3-point shooters in Brook Lopez sitting on the bench.
Yeah, well, that's an opportunity to sit back and say, do you think Brook can get you 10 to 12 points in a 3 to 4 minute time span, as opposed to players who are more better off the dribble and being able to create their own shot?
That's a lot of, no,
okay.
that's the whole thing. You don't have a lot of playmakers. You have a lot of guys like Kemba, he could score, and Donovan Mitchell can actually score, but they needed guys who can actually drive and kick the ball, who's actually used to that. And maybe you actually needed LeBron, but is it to say that the rest of the world is starting to catch up to Team USA, like in terms of their basketball competition?
Let me say this. First, I'll answer that question. I do think there was a chance for the rest of the country to catch up to USA basketball because we didn't have our best players on the floor.
Okay.
Very simple. But now the end concept of it now is, well, we do know international play is different. Now let's look at the Dream Team. I just want to make my point here. The Dream Team had all the best players in the world on one team. None of the countries can compete. But I don't remember seeing them doing pick and rolls. It was one-on-one basketball even then. I've seen Jordan dunk on people from way on top, and he had he had Larry Bird open on the wing. What you said earlier was right. There's not a lot of switching going on, more isolation, but that's always been international play anyway. But because we don't have the best players on that team, it seemed like everything leveled out in regards to talent. And it gave the other countries a fighting chance to beat USA. Had we had the original players on that team, the Kawhis, the Damian Lillards, and things like that, we would have had a better chance to get gold. Okay.
Well, yeah, the Euro League is tough, and you see Luka Doncic. They really expose your limitations. If you can't go left, they're gonna make you go left, and yeah. So
that's something else. These international players are getting better and better by the second. I'm telling you that
absolutely.
Right now. Okay. That's where you got. If you got the first pick in the draft on an NBA team, you may bypass some of these collegiate players and say, "Who? What about that dude out there in Lithuania? What about that dude out there in Russia? Okay, yeah. What about that dude in Germany? Let's go get that dude. He look like he's big time." So
now on to the NBA, and this is going to be
this guy's been salivating about this crazy. Listen, I got something to say
right here.
Okay,
SI's top 100 players. 100 players, and this is going to spark a huge debate between Berick and I.
Yeah, let's get busy.
Read the list, brother. Read the list.
Well, should we start from 100 to 1 or 1 to 100?
1 to 100. Lonzo Ball should be up there. Brook Lopez because of his 3-point shooting.
Well, Lonzo Ball is up there. He's just last.
Yeah. I think he should be up there a little bit.
He's last. All right, let me give you 1 to 10. We're going to do this righteous, okay?
Wait. One thing before we get into this. Frank Ntilikina. Should they actually pick up his $6 million option? He played very well.
Yeah.
Against the.
It goes back to what we said a few minutes ago.
I'm excited, man. I mean, hey, listen, he could be the great France Hope.
I don't know, bro. I don't know about that. I don't know about that France Hope stuff. But he did show out in this international tournament. I'll give him that much. The Knicks should do that because of the guard league. You need more guards in your team. Why not? If he is going to be half of what he was in international play, keep him.
Let's get back to the list.
Now, from 1 to 10, we have LeBron James at number 1. Number 2, we have Kevin Durant. I've got no problem with 1 and 2. Okay? Some people might say Kevin Durant's number 1, but I still think LeBron's number 1. He hasn't played a full year yet in a year and a half, so let's see what's going on with that. Number 3, Stephen Curry. 4, James Harden. I would flip that a little bit. I'm going to put Harden in front of Curry.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. That's me. This is me. Okay? This is SI. I'm giving mine.
No. I get that, but I think when Steph Curry comes to half court versus James Harden come to half court, I think he garners more of the defense. You have to really like the
James Harden's more. He's more destructive on one-on-one isolation.
Yeah, but he has to. He dribbles and you gotta handle the ball.
Look what kind of
Curry
offense
could
Steph
pull up
has.
from like 40 feet.
But look what kind of offense Steph has around him. He's got Clay. He's got Draymond. He's got KD.
All right.
Of course he wasn't going to dribble as long.
All right.
That's why I put him.
I disagree with you there.
I know he's going to, but Harden's ahead of Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now Anthony Davis at 5. Okay. We'll dab into that in a second. Number 6, Greek Freak. Number 7.
I would put the Greek Freak over Anthony Davis.
I was too. See, now we can agree on that.
Okay.
All right, so we can agree on that one. Russell Westbrook is number 7.
No, see, Chris Paul.
Now
really?
Chris Paul should not be 8, but he is 8 according to them. 9 is Joel Embiid. Jimmy Butler's 10. Hold on, because I'm gonna tell you why I got a problem with that. Because he's the head of Paul George. Paul George is 11. Jimmy Butler's 10. How's that possible? To me, Paul George has all 3 categories going.
Now
Defense,
we don't
shooting.
know. I just printed this list out. I didn't even get a chance to read what they're basing this on. Is it team stats or the analytics or plus minus?
It says here top 100 players. Okay,
but in their mind,
what
are they? They're not explaining what they're basing their picks on. I'm just telling you what I'm basing.
I don't know.
I'm looking at impact on the game and the amount of pressure that these guys could put on the defense. That's why I put I'll take Steph Curry over James Harden because I think Steph Curry puts more pressure on the defense immediately opposed to James Harden has to get the ball, dance around and then go to the basket. Steph Curry,
James is taking on 2 or 3 guys. Look, whoa, wait a minute. Have you seen the numbers that James had to put up per season the last 2 years?
Yeah, but that doesn't translate into the playoffs. We see
he got to the playoffs. He got into the playoffs.
He got there, but it doesn't take him far though. That's the whole thing.
No, D'Antoni's offense don't take you far. And I told
what are
you
you talking about, man? Didn't they go to the finals with that Phoenix team? And the only reason why they didn't get further because of the whole
Phoenix never went to the finals.
So they could have. I'm saying they could have.
Could have and did. It's 2 different
because
things.
Of the that fight. I forgot what happened. There was a fight or something like that. But
All right. Because you know what? He's gonna keep chiming on that because he believes Steph. Listen, Steph is the real deal. Steph's got chips. Harden doesn't. All right. So if you want to go with overall over landscape, fine. But this is 2018.
So you're telling me if you start a team, you're going to take James Harden over Steph Curry?
First of all, it says 2018, 2019. But we're going to make sure we stick to that.
All right.
But you always want to go, who are you going to start the team with? Well, you're going to start with Steph because he's got a more proven record.
There you go. All right.
So we're talking about who the best player is.
All right. Who you think? So you think James Harden is actually better than Steph Curry?
Based on last season, yes.
Okay.
SI's opinion was they felt Steph was better than Harden.
All right.
I am the one of my personal opinion, based on what Harden was able to do, as opposed to what Steph was able to do. I thought James was a better player last year.
Okay.
That's my opinion. Okay. Now, we was at Kawhi Leonard now. Kawhi
No,
Leonard.
we're talking about Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler's at 10. Paul George is at 11, and Kawhi's at 12. Do anybody agree with that? I don't know.
You let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I just don't know. And we move on from there. 13 is Draymond Green. Rudy Gobert is 14. You know what? Rudy Gobert is very underrated.
I would put Rudy Gobert ahead of Draymond.
Yeah, he's that dude can destroy a defensive concept. I mean, anytime you drive to the paint, that man's waiting for you. He's decent on the offensive end, but I'll tell you something. This guy is pretty good for what it's worth. He's underrated in my opinion. Number 15, Damian Lillard. Really? He's 15?
So who you think he should be ahead of Draymond Green? Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Draymond should be up. How's Draymond? How is Draymond ahead of? How is Draymond?
I guess you're looking at the plus minus. They're looking at the plus minuses impact. So I'm not saying it's
true.
true. I agree with you. But I'm just saying, in their minds, they're probably looking at how Draymond can affect. How he can play more off the basketball, how he impacts like the rebound and the defense.
See,
the fact that he can switch 1 to 5, defend one.
Man,
I'm just saying how they looking at it.
This man wants to be so analytical about things. I got
to have an analytical brain.
He has to have it, but I'm telling him to digress from that a little bit because him and I both know Draymond Green.
I agree. I agree with you. I'm just saying how they looking at it. Despite the analytics, I think he does have more impact. without the basketball, then I think Damian Lillard, needs the basketball.
We're sitting in a barbershop right now. We're having this conversation. You know
Okay.
we're going to get destroyed. Somebody's going to get destroyed if somebody say Draymond Green had a better year.
I'm not saying he's better. I think sometimes it's about fit, and they're looking at how Draymond would fit. He's more versatile. And I don't like Draymond Green. I don't like him. I'm just looking. I'm being pragmatic right now. I'm just saying how he would actually fit on a team.
This is what I'm saying, because you got Kemba Walker over here at 32. At 32, you got Kemba Walker at 32. Okay, so apparently,
well, we witnessed him in the Olympics, right? He was abysmal.
Okay,
That last game.
That may prove to me, but 32. Listen, my thing is this. This is apparently not based on overall talent. This list is not based on overall talent. This list is based on all the categories. All of them. Every category that can check off with an individual player and what they bring to a team. This is what I think this is. Because when I'm just sitting there going by eye candy alone, and when we all sit at a TV and we look at the game of basketball, oh, that guy's good. Oh yeah, they 10 and 18, but that guy's good. That guy got points, he's got rebounds, assists, he's durable, etc., etc., etc. And he's got this guy, that same guy is at number 55. Like, how the hell is that possible? Because this is probably what they're looking at. They're looking at everything across the landscape. The analytics, along with what this person brings to a team, the success of that team, etc. That's what I think this list is based on. But number 1 and number 2 has always been obvious. It's LeBron and KD.
Okay.
So
all right, let's get. Well, you got Gordon Hayward. Okay.
Gordon Hayward 25.
John Wall. Wait, no, we skipped.
Well, we skipped. Okay, right now we're at 15. Damian Lillard, Al Horford number 16, Kyrie Irving at 17. Okay, I want to learn this list to you. Okay, Nikola Jokic. Look at this guy's 18. All right, Karl Anthony Towns is 19. Victor Oladipo.
I think he should
Number
be
20.
ahead of. Not saying that he's ahead of Kyrie, but
no, he's not ahead of Kyrie. He's ahead of him.
yeah, Kyrie is, but I think. Nah, I think he's good right where he's at. Yeah, Victor Oladipo. Yeah, he got hurt, and we'll see what he's like this year, and if he can have the same impact.
Yeah, you got LaMarcus Aldridge. You got Klay Thompson. 21,
Klay Thompson
22.
should be higher, man. Oh man,
Yeah, Klay should be a little higher.
Disrespecting my boy, man.
Klay should be a little higher.
Damn.
The best spot on shooter in the NBA. You heard what I said? The best spot on shooter in the NBA. I mean, man stands there, come off a curl and hits them shots. That's Klay Thompson. All right. Then you got John Wall at 24. You know what? I don't really care about John Wall. This is the one I want to argue about. The man hasn't been on the floor consistently in the last 4 years. He getting paid a ridiculous amount of money, and I think the Wizards need to part ways with the man. Gordon Hayward at 25. All right. Ben Simmons at 26. Bradley Beal at 27.
Now, Bradley Beal should be ahead of Kyle Lowry.
That's right. Kyle Lowry is 23.
I think there's a little emotional high there because he actually won the championship, and he had like about maybe 4 good games.
I mean, but this list is very authentic. You got a lot of good players in this league. But then you go down to Chris Middleton at 28, and then and one of my favorite players, Drew Holiday. That's a hard-working player. They got him at 29. DeMar DeRozan. He's one of the superstars of this league, right?
Yeah, he's still listen, he still could score.
Yeah.
If he can add a 3-point arsenal to his game, he'll be probably around here somewhere. You can argue.
They blamed him for time. They blamed him for not having a successful
well, because he can't shoot. He never
there you go.
Shoot a 3-pointer. So.
Kevin Love, that's your boy. Kevin Love at 31. Okay? He's still getting some respect in this league.
Well, listen, we were talking about that last week where he can actually shoot the 3-pointer at 40%. And he opens up a lot of, he provides a lot of space in for, let's say if Kyrie was on the team and Damian Lillard was on the team. If it wasn't for a Kevin Love type player, these guys, field goal percentages would be like in the 39, 40-something% instead of 44, 47%.
Yeah.
So.
I'm looking at this list. I'm not going to jump this list. I got a problem with this right now. I don't see Pascal Siakam.
Oh, really? Yeah. Then he won the most improved player.
Yeah, very much responsible.
See, now I was bitching about D'Angelo Russell not being on this list at all.
D'Angelo Russell's not on this list, and Pascal Siakam's not on this list. Okay.
2 impact players for a team.
Just throw it out there. So remember my argument about this list 3 minutes ago, okay? They got D'Angelo Russell's on this list, and Pascal Siakam is on this list.
And Siakam, to me, I would take Siakam over Will Barton.
Just saying.
I'm just looking at this list here, man.
Just
Harrison
saying.
Barnes, man, he's a bench. All right.
We got Harrison Barnes on this list. Harrison Barnes. You know what? Actually, you know what? Harrison Barnes, if you watch a lot of Dallas Mavericks games, Harrison Barnes has been actually producing for them a little bit.
There's a lot of players at number 77, 78 I would take over Harrison Barnes on my team, though.
Yeah, you got Serge Ibaka and Trevor Ariza.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they're in the 70s. All right, so we were up here, and you got guys like Clint Capella, Donovan Mitchell, and CJ McCollum, right? Right behind Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker's number 32. Okay? Then you got Paul Millsap, Steven Adams. Steven Adams got on that list. So, listen, this list can go on and on and on. But I'm just trying to kind of scurry about this list a little bit. And I'm looking
DeMarcus Cousins had a productive season last year.
Yeah, he got him at 68, but DeMarcus
68.
Cousins hasn't been on the floor. This is where I'm trying to understand what SI is trying to go with this list. And we gotta find it. We gotta come.
They're trying to spark debate among the. I don't know.
I don't know what
talk shows, but
when you put lists up together, you have to have the three major components: scoring. All right. Durability, obviously, in my personal opinion, because if they're not on the floor, really, they can't perform. And most important, third thing is the team success. Are they having some kind of involvement in what the team is doing, pro and con? Some of the guys on this list are not having any
Lowry
involvement.
Marketing is at 84, and they have Taj Gibson ahead of him. How's that even possible?
How did Lowry Marketing get on this list?
He can play. I mean, he's.
I understand that.
Yeah, I love his game.
But I'm just wondering, we're talking about, are we talking about team
Porzingis right there?
Yeah,
man.
but are we talking about team success? What are we talking about here? They're not even specifying why this list been put together.
Thaddeus Young.
I don't know. Kelly Olynyk.
They got
Kelly Olynyk is on this list. He's number 93. Kelly Olynyk is on this list.
Well, he could shoot the three. He's a good. He sets good screens.
Is that why he's on this list?
I'm trying to justify.
That's why. Hey, I'm listening to you. Is that why he's on this list? Because I don't know. Listen. Again, I made this little example. We're all sitting in the barbershop, just going over all the names we knew. I just think 40% of the names on this list wouldn't even be mentioned. Because what we normally do as fans, we want to see overall talent. Overall talent, not just scoring. But what's the player bringing to the team?
Absolutely, I agree.
Right?
I agree.
And I'm sure these players bring something to the team.
Now, Brandon Ingram has a blood clot issue at number 75. See, I think D'Angelo Russell is actually a much better player than him, and Pascal Siakam.
I don't know. I mean, you got guys like Reggie Jackson's on this list at 97. I was like Reggie Jackson. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, listen, Reggie Jackson's a hard player, but he's not consistent with the scoring. But he's on this list. Dirk Nowitzki's 96. Dirk Nowitzki's number 96.
Yeah, Damari Carroll. Where were you in the playoffs last year for Brooklyn? You disappeared. So you got Damari Carroll up there. I can understand Fred VanVleet. He had a real, true impact in that championship run.
Ken Bazemore. I would like Bazemore. He got him at 91.
Terry Rozier. Over D'Angelo Russell, huh? After D'Angelo Russell in a head-to-head matchup held them to 2 points, and D'Angelo dropped 30 on him.
I don't think they like D'Angelo Russell.
I don't think so either. I don't understand. And Pascal Siakam, I would take Siakam over a lot of these guys here, and he's not even on the list.
Not on the list. So you have to wonder.
Tobias Harris should be up a little bit higher than this. Jeff Teague, Ricky Rubio, Joey Ingles should be up higher.
Ingles?
Yeah, he definitely should be up in here in like the number 30s.
Ingles is on the list. He's 56.
No, he is. I think he should be up a lot higher.
My man Jamal Murray should be higher. That's my man Jamal Murray.
Man.
They got
over Devin Booker.
Yeah.
I take Joey Ingles over Devin Booker. I know Devin Booker could score.
Devin Booker
He's
can score.
amazing talent, but again, it's just
see, Devin Booker's on a bad team, worst team in basketball.
Absolutely.
But he was dropping dimes. So you gave him some help, and you find out maybe Devin Booker will jump up this list by next year. I gotta talk to somebody at SI and find out who's behind this list, and they need to get all right. For real.
All right.
All right, peace, guys. See you next week.